All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got your watch list coming into May 20th, 2019. And now I was trying to stall here, so if I'm late on posting this video, I will make an update because Trump is going to be speaking on Fox at 6 p.m. today in about like 5 minutes as we're shooting this video. So probably by the time I'm done saying this, we're going to wait for stuff because it's important for tomorrow, and it's going to be important for what we're watching for. I think he's made some tweets about Iran, stuff with China, and it was a quiet weekend, and that's really what we're coming off of and waiting for since Friday, the trade war. We still haven't got the retaliation. We've been watching the yuan. We did a live stream before this, so if it does move futures, I will go live again tonight before this, but we're going to be live in the morning tomorrow, 30 minutes before open. Stock Market Live, youtube.com/the stock market will be here, but we went over the Apple trade, so this is going to be on the watch list, what we want to talk about. Watch the yuan. It's making moves, strengthening, so this could be a good sign. That's going to be in watch for tomorrow. Bitcoin's up 10%, so we're sure going to see people talking about that. And then we're going to watch the Shanghai Composite, how Asian stocks and Europe stocks trade, again, because that has been affecting our markets, and we've seen the effects coming around 8:30 a.m. Eastern, so keep eye out for that European close tomorrow. And again, watching this in pre-market, we're going to go over the bonds in the yield curve. That was the Apple play we covered. And then I got my predictions and my keys for you guys. So we're going to go over that. You have to drop your like on the video. But more importantly, my friends, put your watch list below. So comment below. Tell us the stocks you're watching. We want to source information. That's what we use the chat for. So be there. Let's get into it. Before I talk about what's going to happen with the market, just to give you guys some pretty straightforward, obvious plays, because we are going to be looking to see if Trump says anything, if the market responds to sanctions, anything, China, whatever it may be. However, Boeing and Tesla, these two plays are kind of trading in their own unique sense. You might even see an inverse reaction on them, but we talked about this on stream earlier. Boeing has its own unique set of stuff going on with the software update and how that's been affecting the stock. So if there is more developments, we've been watching that for the swing. So keep your eye out for Boeing, and then Tesla as well too, hitting a new low. We even talked, playing the bounce, give it some time to consolidate and do this on another level. But if it does start to break through, it's shown a lot of weakness, and independently, both of these stocks, regardless, could be making some big moves tomorrow. And then even I have Amazon up here. On Friday, we saw some options go $40 to $1,500. If it starts to crack and sell off, it's now below, just slightly below where Warren Buffett bought. If it starts to kind of capitulate there, this could be a good extrinsic value type play where you could be out of the money and get cheap contracts. But if it can make a large dollar move. So I'm going to be definitely watching Amazon tomorrow. But to the main and the juicy good stuff that you guys want, the keys for tomorrow. So what is going to happen? You guys have people are asking me already on the stream. Tomorrow is going to be all about the news, Trump and the yuan, whether it's news about, if it is related to Iran and whatever he says, watch oil and energy. But if he does say stuff that the Chinese don't like, watch for that. Watch for the auto tariffs too. There's a development on that. And let me actually go right back to another play. This is a good one. We talked about this. LRN. So this is kind of like UNH and what we saw when the Democrats started going after the Medicare for all, and we saw that effect. Now, it might not be as big, but if you guys want to go put these in comment below, go find charter schools or educational companies. Bernie Sanders over the weekend was saying he wants to ban them all. So, well, they already had a big drop. The option changed decent, LRN. So watch, though. That's a good tip to watch as far as what could happen tomorrow. So if it does have that effect that we saw even with the healthcare stocks. But back to this, watch for Trump and the yuan and anything like that. What's going to happen is also I'm looking for a reaction from the speech tonight that's going to start here in 1 minute. So we'll give the updates or we'll go live after this. But if he does say anything, if he gives a hard line towards China or Iran in this, he did tweet very, very negatively towards Iran and said, if they threaten us one more time, that's it. So the tensions are getting pretty big. Again, even with China too, China right before the weekend ended, what dropped the market, or again, we heard what Trump was doing live. They said they're not interested in further trade talks. So watch out for that. That is going to be important. Powell is going to be speaking tomorrow. We're going to see the importance, but it relates to something I'll bring up and even the title of this video. But what I'm looking for as far as trading and price action tomorrow, watch for the news or tweets tonight or even pre-market. And if there is anything negative that comes out, because it has been quiet and we see any updates on these key situations, that could potentially lead to a market gap down. So I'm going to be looking for a gap down either tonight after this speech, either through the futures, or market will hold. Because then here's the next thing. If none of that happens, I think it'll open up at the same price or slightly gap up and set us up for a cuck and that as well. I'll discuss more on that. But essentially, if the bad news doesn't gap the market down, or if it does come pre-market, the market just might stay there, and something, Trump could either tweet that, or it could come out later. But what I mean that it gets set up for the cuck, that there's many types. It could either be no movement at all, or a huge rip or drop down, only to pop for something so short to pop up out of nowhere with no real level of support or anything, and leave people in the middle. So we still want to see the news and how it's going to develop as far as the news goes, but now there is something else that can move the market, and this is what I have as the title of the video. There is a serious potential, I should have said serious, not potential for serious, but potential for serious derailment or divergence of the yield curve. So if you look here, see the bonds are already moving. The 3-month, and that's dropping. It's at 2.392. The 10-year, it's already going up now. So these were pretty much not too long ago. These were break even. It was at 2.39 on the 3-month and 2.39 on the 10-year. Really, with the markets are at, so watch bank stocks, but how the bonds have kind of been trading, kind of coming in here. It's already been about, I think, 2 weeks of falling in and out of yield curve inversions. So it's either going to be this week or next week. If either the pattern persists of holding and consolidating, or wherever, there could be a potential, or that is the risk, if there is a big move with any of the news that drops the dollar or anything and panics the market. This is where now, with them all leveled up, we could see a serious derailment, and we could see serious dropping and pretty much inversion on the 3-month and the 10-year, and even potentially the 30-year. So watch out for that, because that is what could really spook the market this week if it isn't the news. So we can't forget that, even energy and everything else. But watch that. That's what I'm watching for, and I think that's it. And even now, if you guys watch, this is the recap we had, the one we just got done streaming. But we went over this Apple play, and we did the math on it. I'm pretty much only down like a $1,500 total, because we realized profit and all that. But the whole point was, you guys, if you saw that, go past on any of these watch lists. You guys remember I was down $6-7 grand on this, and to only be down 1,500, hopefully, depending on what happens, we might be able to break a profit tomorrow. But the whole point is, I was able to do that play with time, and that was selling premium. But the lesson is on the reverse. If you were buying premium, if I was losing because I sold premium, that means those longer term contracts that I sold was a good idea. So get time, you guys. Be smart. Don't forget what we've been talking about. Check out the stock trading bootcamp, or be on stream tomorrow and contribute and be a part of the giveaway. Regardless, though, I hope you guys are doing good. Let's get into now some of the other plays and options that we have to look for now that we have all of that stuff in check. So we already went over those main plays, but on the flip side of other stuff, I like UNH. This was a slow mover. It was staying there. Watch for healthcare. It's still at a key level of support. However, watch for the divergence with the market. Watch for laggers and leaders. The SPY went up. UNH really led the way initially. You could see it already gapped up and started to make moves when the SPY was struggling, but even as the market came down, it held up, and that's going to be a good one if stuff develops. But be careful, because it's a slow mover. But along that same line is McDonald's. It's kind of been doing the same thing. It's holding a crucial level. Now you see it up here. We brought this up on the stream, but I like McDonald's a lot for the contracts. The weeklies, they're getting somewhat cheaper, but the key here, again, price is important on the option, but if you guys understand it's getting in the money, this is a key level, 199.200. It's pretty much right there. So what I go for, I'm going to just be going for 202.5s or 197.50 on the put side. I wouldn't really get anything too far in the money. The Junes aren't too bad. The Junes might come down a little bit, but again, you want to get closer to the money. So playing this week, we're going to keep our eye out for it, but we're going to just keep stalking it how we were, because it could still hold up. But now this week, the key is to see, does McDonald's lead? Does the market really start to decline and it brings it up? Or when if the market comes back up and rallies, what will McDonald's do? Will it really get a push, or will it actually stay the same because it already has been rotated to or held up? So that's going to be a good one. I really like that one. Another good old favorite, Square. So this is kind of related to even what I said with Tesla and the bounce and kind of how it's been moving. But the fact that Tesla had action the last 2 weeks, and as you see, last week it went, held up, it dropped a little bit, gap down, moved up here. It's kind of consolidating here, so watch out. It's either going to be in the beginning of the week or even the middle of the week, but Square's looking really good even now related to the financial sectors. I like the option chain in general. They're very volatile. You could get in the money. It's a lower size float. It can make some big moves, so I like that. And also ROKU too. We saw it held up strength. We've been seeing it hit high levels. This one, do not forget about. We made some awesome plays on it, but also too, watch out for the premiums on ROKU. That is going to be a little bit more expensive. Now, another one, I want to go to the option chain here. here, and we'll start talking a few. Home Depot, they're going to have earnings. I want to keep my eye out for it because, again, they've been holding up here. So really what we want to do, figure out the earnings and start pricing in what is expected. So we'll do that on stream. But again, a lot of these companies, after that volatility in the market, these options are coming down. But now the calls are holding up. You have to also see the puts are a little expensive too. Remember, Home Depot's been coming down, but this could be a good play. The fact that it's consolidating, we want to see maybe even sell premium on here. Well, I'll show you guys some stuff with it, but let's see if we could even find sympathy plays or anything related to it. But I really like Home Depot. Another one we can't forget about from last week, JD. So it had that big run up. It gapped down. The Chinese stocks are going to be in play as well too. We also have Baidu. I got some of those June puts. So again, Baidu had the big drop. Watch for them with a continuation. This one, they're going to add strikes to the money. So there's going to be a lot of illiquidity. If you watch what we were saying, remember with the UVXY video, and when there is big spreads and stuff like that, go after the last trade. Where is the last trade? Yeah, right there. Go after the last trade and don't get too confused, but use the last trade to determine the price. But Baidu, that could be a very good one, even from last week too. And again, as I'm even going through these, hopefully you guys don't forget, really, we're carrying in a lot from last week. So there was some pretty interesting moves. Shutterfly had some takeout offers. And again, even in the last 3 months, it's had a bunch of random pops. There's been earnings, takeout rumors, but it's been doing this, but they're at a very low price. I overpaid for these contracts. So usually when that happens, again, it's usually a window. So again, there's the stream alerts as well too. Watch that video, especially if you did. We have a lot of people signed up for the stream alerts. So please, you guys, give me feedback on it too. If it is helpful, let me know what you guys want to see in there. Let me know it's helping. If you have the stream alerts, let me know when you're in chats. I usually know everybody in there, but all the people that were on it, watch the video that is included in there on how to use them and get the most advantage of it. Think day swinging. But why I'm saying this all is because I overpaid for those contracts. It's been a day. Watch as I saw the IV dissipate, but the stock kept going up. This is like the frog pattern, if you guys see here. So take a look. This is what I'm telling you. You see it did it a little bit here. You could kind of see the eyes, but the option's down here now. So if the stock keeps going up, these options are going to be lagging behind. You could kind of see it there. I think the ones closer to the money, they were doing it. But then, again, these are very illiquid. So watch the last trade. That was a good lesson when we were going over it. I also, again, we're going to be playing these through the options. I'm going to like Apple. There was good puts. I was able to get a lot of free options from there. And again, any trade war news, you'll notice, even though they're holding up, I'm really liking Apple. Same thing with Caterpillar. And the best part about the play is, here's the thing, with Apple and Caterpillar, you have to wait for the crush because they get really, really high IV, but then the minute something stops, since they're kind of really vulnerable, they chill out and the IV dies. So you have to get it on the second wave. But I like, and this is what I'm saying, like here are the Caterpillar puts. You could kind of see what I'm talking about. It's like you really have to play it in waves, if that makes sense. It shoots up, comes down, shoots up for another day, then comes right back down, but still a little higher, really gaps up, comes down even harder, then drops the next day, but and then it's doing these waves. So it's either going to shoot up again, but most likely come down. But watch out, Caterpillar, Apple, I like both of those. We talked about what's it called, Boeing. But also check out EA as well. I like this from last week, that's Caterpillar. I like EA from last week and kind of how it's been holding up, everything from the post earnings and all the other moves. But watch out. The contracts were decent, but those ones could get pretty wild. I also like Netflix as well. And then I forget, what was another thing? Viacom made a weird move last week, but I didn't really go too ham on it and like it. But watch out with anything like that. And lastly, even it's similar to this space, I really, really like this one, Disney. So everybody's been on it back and forth, but now look at why I'm going to start liking this. It's since the beginning of the month now. 2 weeks have passed. I could give it more time. It's consolidated. It's stayed there. That's killing premium. So hopefully next week, or if any move could cause more premium crush, we could start setting up our plays on Disney. So I'm really going to like that. But that's pretty much it, guys. I will give you any updates. Let me check right now before I wrap this video up if anything happened with Trump in the speech. If not, if anything breaking does come down or come out, we will go live. I know I've said that a lot. But anyways, post your watch list. Drop a thumbs up on the video. Be there in the morning. Let's go.